perfect fit for the ATHENA Award. She's a very successful and internationally known woman in computer science, which is a very male-dominated field. She's a leader, and she's a great role model for women.
I think the root of Lenore's passion stems from her background. When she tried to get into Princeton to get her PhD, women were not allowed to get PhDs in mathematics at the time. And that made her mad. She ended up graduating with a PhD from MIT, one of 2 women at the time.
There was Paris, there was Czechoslovakia, there was so many revolutions around the world. But for me, one of the biggest revolutions, it was the first year that Princeton allowed women to enter their graduate program in mathematics. This is the year I got my PhD. What happened is, after I got my PhD, I had the first tenure track offer at a major math department in the country.
She's always been thinking about women's place in mathematics or in computer science or wherever she's been. I think she's always thinking about including women. She started many programs specifically to ensure women are engaged in computer science.
So we got together, this was very early in the 70s, and we formed something called the Math Science Network. And these were an alliance of parents, teachers, counselors, educators, and we decided to have a conference for high school girls and middle school girls, and that's where we started something called Expanding Horizons.
I wasn't aware that she was the founder of Expanding Horizons until one day when I walked into the office and she was rolling this old film. You saw all these girls, young girls, crawling around on the floor, interacting with each other, and you talk about diversity.
I feel very proud that almost every program that I've been involved with creating exists today. So, for example, the Math Science Network is about 40 years old. Association for Women in Mathematics is 40 years old. Programs at Mills College still exist.
Lenore created the Outreach Roadshow, where she recruits undergraduate women in the School of Computer Science to go into the local high schools.
So I formed something which we call Women at the School of Computer Science at SCS. It was an organization to provide what one needed for professional success.
Lenore has had the most impact, I think, here locally, in addition to the huge percentage of women in computer science, on starting up Project Olympus.
I feel really proud. We've supported about over 120 projects, early stage. 2/3 are students. Over 80 companies have come out. Many of those are here in Pittsburgh.
She inspires me because she never sits still. She just is constantly taking on new challenges.
The next stage, and what I'm sort of looking at right now, is to really start a program that will really focus on getting many more women into high-tech entrepreneurship.
Her husband once told me that Lenore's passion is to change the world, and always bringing women and girls along with her in that sense. What a lot of us admire about Lenore is that she comes up with these wonderful, creative, innovative ideas, but then she makes it happen.
So, you know, when I started, I didn't have women colleagues at all, or women to work with so much. So it's been one of the biggest privileges for me, particularly here in Pittsburgh, is to have fantastic women colleagues and women who've cheered me on.